Congratulations on being first, Coral. Welcome in. Oh, my meds. I forgot. Oh, I forgot something. That's my sleep meds, not my radiation meds. Hope you're doing well today. That one's empty. Oh, Lord. And thank you for the alert, Cayman. Or Common? Common. Thank you for the alert, Common. I hope you have a great time. Oh, shoot. I ran the wrong amount of time of ads, but that's fine. Because that means that we can go ahead and start. Because that does still disable pre-rolls. As far as I'm aware, anyway. Alright. Well, hello, my friend. Oh, no! I forgot to open Discord. But yeah, hello, my friends. Today we are going to be playing through, the last of our, Natlan world quests, and then we're going to be doing the Archon quest that transitions us all the way to Nod Cry, which is very, very intimidating. We are going to have to say goodbye to our little guy, but we're going to get to say hi to a new little guy, one that we've technically already met because I played Linnea's story quest out of chronological order. Aguara! I did not know that we actually hatch Aguara straight from Visit, so that'll be really cute. And then we're gonna do Time and Space, which, for those of you who came here for my going live notif, you may have picked up that it has some wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. However, it is not time travel, because, as has been established in Genshin many a time over, they don't have true time travel. It's more specific than that. Alrighty, have fun with art, Coral. Thank you so much for lurking. But as we have established, rather than, so let's say that this is me being very non-scientific and very non-literal, but let's say that space is one dimension and time is the second one. Traveling between time is sort of like traversing across that second dimension, making it look like you're jumping through time in the first dimension, even though in the second dimension you're really just walking around. But in Genshin, it's more like we are a third dimensional being moving second dimensional stuff around. Very non-literal, very non-scientific, and also contradictory to explanations I've given before on how Genshin time bullshit works. I apologize. But, TLDR, I don't think it's time travel based on precedent of how everything else in this game has worked. And I highly doubt that there's anything that can happen in this quest that will convince me that they have introduced true time travel Doctor Who style into Genshin Impact. If I get proven wrong, I guess I'll just throw up or something. I don't know. Rawr! Hey, Teppy! How are you feeling today? Teppy's in a good mood. Yay! But yeah, we have a few objectives to do to run around, and continue bonding with our little guy before they rip him out of our arms brutally. And yeah, I know for a fact there's nothing that proves it's time travel. That'd be a very tall order. But I don't know. I'm gonna see if there's anything in here that makes me go...
It does have a bootstrap paradox, so that makes me puke.
Gotcha. But I don't know, I guess what I'm wondering is is there anything in here that's gonna make me go, okay, you know what, it's fair that there are people in the player base that think that this is time travel, or is all of this gonna make me be like, why would you think that? Bootstrap paradoxes, you could argue, however, are already in the game.
Oh, it's 100% fair.
Oh, it's fair? Okay. Cause, the Raiden Makoto, the Sakura tree, etc., etc., etc. Those are in the category of bootstrap paradoxes, from what I understand. So that at least isn't new. That at least isn't new. But yeah, we have the 3 little saurians hidden exploration
I think
objective.
From a non-in-depth reading, it's very time travel vibes kinda a little.
I just think that there's like a shit ton of things.
But the game doesn't call it that.
I mean, there's a shit ton of things in the game that have time travel vibes that distinctly are not time travel, you know? So it's like, if they're pretty distinctly like, hey, we don't got words. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, if it's
This is
more
the second
like
most emo. The first most being in Nod Cray.
Gotcha. Alrighty. Noted. Where the fuck am I meant to go here? It keeps telling me that I need to go find a camera somewhere and then not showing me a map. Not showing me like a map of where I go. Oh, come on!
It's on the edge of the cliff there.
There's multiple there's a lot of edges of cliffs.
Right from the teleport.
Right from this one? Right here? Or...
Yes, IIRC.
Okay. Cliffs near the teleport is also what the spreadsheet said. I was like, but there's so many cliffs.
I'm like 72% sure.
Epic. I like that. It's multiple of 9. Aha! There's a camera. I see it. Wahahaha. Oh, hello, little guy. What's up? Hello.
I'm
Hello?
so SMRT.
You are so smart. Yay! Alrighty. We have officially done our last objective with our little guy. We've taken a very cute little picture with him. Oh. Why don't we relax at the place where we first met? Oh. I'm gonna miss him so much. Oh. For people who were not here last stream, he briefly had the ability to actually speak directly to us. And, with that time, he told us to remember that no matter what, he's always going to love us. And I may have thrown up in my mouth a little bit. I didn't, but I felt like it. I don't want him to go. I know that we get a little guy, to bring with us afterwards, but it's not the same. I named this one. It is literally so evil that they do this to you. They make you spend an entire region bonding with him, and then they make you tell him goodbye. That's literally so vile. Someday we all must walk alone. No, we won't. No, we don't. That's not true. Why would you say that? Hi, Teppy. Hey, Teppy, where'd you get this camera from? Did you sneak up on someone in— No way! No! It's the mighty meat fireball.
I named mine Sparkles.
Aw, cute! Now that you mention it, Paimon sorta remembers. Back in the Children of the Echoes, wasn't there this guy who wanted to be a director, but used his camera the wrong way around? Is that where you got it, Teppy? Yes. You want to take a picture with us, right? Alright, Paimon gets you. Yeah, we've been adventuring for so long, but haven't taken any pictures together. Now that the little one's curse has been lifted, he can finally grow up big and strong. Paimon's not sure how long it takes for the petlosaurs to grow up. If Teppy turns into an adult tomorrow, we won't get to see him as a baby anymore. ... Come on, let's take that picture. Master photographer Paimon set everything up. This should be just right, and the camera's definitely facing us. Everyone say Mighty Meaty Fireball in 3, 2, 1. Say it with me, chat. Mighty Meaty Fireball. Oh, he's so cute. There we go. Wow, Teppy, that's really striking and an impressive pose. And he celebrates. Teppy takes one of the photographs, turns around, and carefully tucks it away beneath the hard shell on his back. Fuck! But why did Teppy suddenly want to take a picture? Wait, did he just call us by name? Our names are Gro and Rue. What's wrong, Teppy? Are you feeling unwell? He doesn't look very happy. Teppy, you want to set off on your own adventure. Your own adventure? Don't you want to keep traveling with us? Did Paimon do something to make you mad? Paimon won't call you greedy again. Please don't leave us. Paimon. Paimon knows everyone's got to grow up someday, and everyone has places they want to go, but Paimon doesn't want to say goodbye. Not all of a sudden like this. Don't cry. We'll meet again someday. We did, but he didn't talk to us. He just laughed again. When we need help in the future, you better come find us right away. And if you run into trouble on your adventures, you can find us then too. Don't act tough. Don't eat too much. Don't pick fights you can't win. Paimon said not to eat too much, but you should still eat plenty of meat stew. And the most important thing of all is that you should grow up happy and healthy. Yeah, happy and healthy and big. So you're the size of at least 3 mountains. I knew it! I knew they were gonna do it! There's a bit where Paimon says I'm as big as 2 mountains, and Traveler says that I may as well be as big as 2 mountains. And then I knew that it was... She said it again during Zelonin's tribal quest, and I knew it was going to come back one more time. I don't know where to find it in the VOD, but I did call it. Okay, anyway. That's the spirit. Don't you dare forget about us. Is that it? Oh, lastly, you linger briefly on the one who communicates in strange golden script. As Paimon puts it, he was just using us. He never even showed his face. It makes you think of the complex mix of emotions reflected in the eyes of your young Saurian companion at the foot of the sacred mountain. Although he's still small, he will surely grow up to become a mighty Saurian indeed. In the very, very end, he presses his horn against Paimon's forehead before nuzzling tenderly into your outstretched palm. Then, after a long pause in which he seems to be mustering up the courage, the young Saurian resolutely turns around and plods off into the distance. That's it!
Make sure to return in 2 daily resets BTW.
Yeah, don't they... Is that one of Aguara?
Yeah, it's super short.
That should have been way longer! I feel robbed! I was prepared for a long, tearful goodbye. That was nothing! Well, at least we have Aguara. Oh, it's okay, Aguara. You'll hatch and you'll be big and strong. I didn't even have the time to, like, actually cry because it just ended so abruptly. Just, yeah, and then he goes. That was evil. I see what you mean, right? Because Medi, you mentioned that, didn't you? Where you were like, where you were like, I just totally I didn't fully catch on to what was actually happening for a hot second. Was that you that said that? I think so. I do not blame you at all. That was, but yeah, he's on his own adventure, and we will see him again one day. I'm very confident in that. I don't remember. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Well. That was it? Yeah, I guess it's time for hell. Time for me to make a... Are you guys ready for me to be a negative-ass Nancy? And just constantly be like, that's not what time travel is. As if time travel's a real thing that can or cannot be defined. We know, Paimon. We know. We know.
わかってるって。私も鬼コーチじゃないからな。でも適度な有酸素運動はやって一概なしだ。
True, true.
違うんだぞ。ああ、冗談だ。今、北条の国ではボディビル
We start off with a bodybuilding competition? That's awesome. You're telling me that Dinesleaf's ass is gonna walk into the middle of a bodybuilding competition?
日頃からのトレーニングが大事だ。
Training!
見ての通り、そういうことか。
She did not just look Paimon up and down. That's crazy.
目配せだけで依頼を二人ともありがとな。私はあっちを見回ってくれ。任せろ。
I can't believe they made us say goodbye to our little guy. But at least we got a really cute photo. Like, I knew it was coming because of the Linnea quest. Like, we saw him. But still, at least it's really cute. Wait, a photo of you and your travel companions. A memento of a land where humans and Saurians coexist. Though our paths may eventually diverge, the memories we create together shall never fade. Aww. I still want to throw up, but that's really cute. Screaming, crying, throwing up, except I take those instructions too seriously. Or except I take those memes as that meme as an instruction. That's, I know how to speak English. Are we here? Here? Yes. Whoa! Hello! Was there always a cave here? Or did they add that for this quest? I actually have no idea. Hello? Is it gonna attack or is it gonna come and chat? Oh, it's running away. What do you mean, hee? That almost looks like the thing from the Snezhnaya trailer. I believe that's a key. Does Blooming recognize it? This is a key to the hibernation chamber on the spaceship. Oh, okay! Sure! No biggie! Just the hibernation chamber on the spaceship that we always knew about, yeah. Mm. Oh! Okay. Now I can kind of see why, to some people, this felt like a retcon. However, them coming here on a spaceship has been alluded to for like years before this quest was released. So, I think that they put, I think that they
It was
left,
very jarring at the time.
Yeah, but they left the, I think that they left the dialogue at that as kind of like a nod to people who have been sifting through the things, you know? You know what I mean? Like, kind of like how, you know, Celestia is mentioned in the webcomic, but it's not, like, we discovered that it's not mentioned by name until the first Dinesleaf quest, right? Which is after, Liyue. Like, you make it all the way through 2 regions, before you hear the word Celestia, you know? And that, I imagine that feels pretty jarring too, even though for a lot of people they knew about it before even starting to play the game. My guess is that that's why they did something like this, because again, like them, stuff about the spaceship and Fanes and looking for a new planet and all that stuff, was alluded to in, like, item descriptions and, again, fucking KFC wings, you know? Actually, hang on, let me pull up the actual KFC wings info. Hang on. Let's see. The wings of feasting were let's see. Yeah, this is an item that drifted here from another world. It symbolizes the world's final feast. That world was once ruled by dragons, but they were more like lizards and chickens. There were fish dragons in the ocean, bird dragons in the skies. Later, humans appeared in that world. Then, oh wait, no. This is, oh wait, no. Wait, the wings of feasting are Alice telling a story to Klee. The wings of delicacies are an interstellar travel hub where passing travelers may find a moment's respite within the small shop of an elderly adventurer. And then the first customer was a deity who'd been drifting around since their home planet was destroyed. You can still do something for them. The deity was an artificial intelligence created by the intelligent species of the planet to allocate resource, or to do resource allocation, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So, and these were released in what? When were these released? Those were released in version 4.8. Version 5.0, they updated the description. So yeah, since the beginning of Nod Cry. The beginning of Nod Cry is when this was released. I wonder when the first mention of, like, that kind of interstellar travel in that tone was made. But yeah, that, and also, again, like, it's pretty clear that Genshin is, part of the pipeline of, like, the Mantis projects from Honkai. So spaceships also isn't surprising in that regard. But yeah, I definitely understand. But to be clear, yeah, I understand why it feels like a retcon. And honestly, because of how abrupt it is, like, with the delivery of it, that's why I went to check. I even for a second was like, is it possible that that's a retcon? You know? Like, is there a possibility that they changed that only at the beginning of Natlan? But I just heavily doubt that based off of other things. I don't know.
Nod Cray is 6.0. They were changed at start of Natlan.
Yeah. I thought that's what I said. Did I say that wrong? I thought I said that they changed 5.0 and that's the start of Natlan.
You misspoke then, that is all.
Oh, right, I said 6.0. I guess I said 6.0 instead of 5.0. Let's see, the updated lore description only added, oh wait, that's really funny.
You said changed 5.0, you just said Nod Cray, not Natlan.
Oh, right, okay, cool. Hey, this is really funny. The only parts that they actually changed, were about KFC. So actually, the lore about the character, like, doing all that stuff, was originally there since 4.8. Which was the Fontaine Sumeru quest, and when Emily was
other
released.
Restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Basileia. How
It's
is
going
Genshin
well.
going?
Just the way that this one line was abrupt enough that I for a second started to doubt my, like, Genshin's never done a big proper retcon, so I decided to go back and check when, because the first mention that I remember about interstellar spaceships and stuff, being connected to Teyvat and the twins specifically, was the KFC wings. But that lore has been in game data, or like released in an item since, hang on, what's the actual date? July 17th, 2024, based on the production cycle of collaborations like this. I would say they at least had it drafted since the beginning of 2024 then, you know? Let's Let's see. And then I imagine, though, that there were other mentions. I just cannot recall them. But, yeah, the only things that are there that are, like, highlighted as having been changed are things that made it so it could be connected to other restaurants, like the name of the shopkeeper and stuff like that, or the title position of the shopkeeper, because for KFC it's Colonel Sanders, so they're like an old veteran who owns a restaurant, you know. Anyway. Oh, Lumine still has hers. Oh. Oh, they look like little versions of the ship. That's cute. Plus, it's like... Plus, also, I will say...
melancholy existing since 1.0, they probs wanted us to keep space
I
travel
forgot
in the
about
back of our mind.
melancholy. Oh my god, you're
Confirming
so
that
right.
you did just say Kentucky Fried Chicken?
Yes. They did release a collaboration with KFC in China. And the description of the wings that you got from it had a major lore bit in it. Also, I completely forgot about Vera's Melancholy. Thank you, Medi. Let's see. Endless Days and Infinite Worlds. There's something to do in this tiny village. I believe on the other side of the Starry Sea.
Wiki has spoilers BTW. For the new area.
Okay, so I will only look down until volume 10. Let's see. Vera ran around. Everything's boring. An evil spirit. Clouds. The man who stole the Lone Star. Yeah! I have not thought about Vera's Melancholy in years somehow. I remember reading this, like, when I first got the book, like, on my old account. Yeah, Princess of the Andromeda Empire. Ha ha ha. The Princess, Sachi and Vera. A Lizard of Despicable Breed. That's funny. It's finally my turn to introduce you to the small town. Yeah. Huh! I totally forgot about Vera's Melancholy. Thank you. But yeah, that, and also, I will say, I actually don't think it's that surprising for a person that we know came from another planet and traveled between planets before, has a spaceship. Hibernation chamber, maybe that was a retcon. I don't think it was, again, because of the Mantis Projects thing. But, like, a spaceship in general, how else did they get here? Like, how else did we think they got here? Anyway. Yeah, how did a random trail get it? I think we should follow it. Oh!
They borrowed the Astral Express from Honkai Star Rail.
Ah yes, the only spaceship in Honkai Star Rail. Cancel? Of course it did. Of course it did. Oh, so we don't get to see Dinesleaf in the middle of a bodybuilding competition. That's so sad. Yeah, Lumine, get his ass! Get his ass! They're preparing to war against our entire nation. The fuck? Okay. I wanted to see Dinesleaf surrounded by a bunch of people with barbells being like, Okay. On that ship that traversed the Sea of Stars, there should be only 2 keys belonging to the golden-haired traveling twins. Yep, that makes sense. That makes sense. Part of me kind of wishes that they had that item in our inventory from the beginning, but didn't make any other mention of a spaceship until just now. Just so that way people didn't... There wasn't as much risk of people being like, it's a retcon! But... I appreciate the drama in doing it the way that they did it. They were going for drama, and that is what they got. You gotta respect that at least a little bit. At least a little bit. Because there's no way when writing that they didn't realize that that's how it was going to come across. Although, maybe in different languages they have more or less versions of like that kind of space travel. I don't know. Yeah, I guess this is the first time in a while that Natlan's dealt with the Abyss Order rather than just the Abyss. Because those are two different things. I don't think they really care for the actual Abyss that way. Maybe it's just Ether trying to get Lumine's attention? Yeah, they like just have hilly girls and Abyss mages. Aw, thank you, Mawika. Oh, this one's personal. The current order leader of the Abyss Order is my brother. I actually appreciate that she looked to Paimon for confirmation. You know? Or like for like a signal of like what to do, or like waiting for Paimon to speak first. I really like that. That's very diplomatic of her. Yeah. Might even hate the Abyss Order more than you do. Aw, that's really sweet. She says, Mawika says, I was worried we were gonna be in an impossible position. Like, we, the nation of Natlan, were gonna consider taking you and your sibling's side. That's interesting. Alright. Mawika remains the goat. Masters of the Nightwind. Sid Lolly! Okay, also, I've decided. I'm Zibai. Sitlali's my girlfriend. Arlecchino's my husband. And, Lauma's my wife. I've decided. They think we're pushovers? Actually, I think them hitting you the hardest means that they think that you're not pushovers, Sitlali. She was originally planning on just reading her novel. That's awesome. Ooh, tasteless. She's sorry. Taking a full minute of dialogue to just say, man, this guy's a shit writer is amazing. I feel like, you know what's funny though? Very recently, I have spent a truly unreasonable amount of time talking shit about someone who did something genuinely really bad to me. But one of the things that I've talked about that like should not be anywhere near my top like 100, but has definitely landed in my top 20, is that their username was like really bad. Like really bad.
I must depart for work. I will return as swift as I can.
Oh shoot, I didn't realize you have work today. Alrighty, I will see you soon, Medi. Hopefully the children allow you to poke your head in soon.
See you later, Medi.
I'm trying to think of a way to articulate the way that their username was bad
Nearly
without
every Monday.
giving away who it is.
See y'all.
See ya! Oh shit, it's Monday. This is something I was aware of. Like, okay. Their username was something like Grateful Soul. And instead of going by the nickname Soul, they went by the name... Like, no, that's not good, because that sounds like... No, because that sounds like... That sounds like... oh my gosh, why am I blanking on the second half of her username? That sounds like Gentle. That's not what I want to do. We do not want the besties catching strays. Because I do have a mutual named Gentle Faye, who goes both by Faye, Gentle, Jen. But the thing is, like, Jen is, like, also a name. You know what I mean? And, like, Gentle is a really sweet sounding, like, title to call someone, so, like, But, no, because here's the thing, Jen's, like, an actual name, but, like, if this person's username was, like, Grateful Soul, instead of going by the name Soul, they went by the name, like, Great. And it's like, but why not the other one? Why not the other one? Like, Grate, cheese grater. Anyway, Sit Lolly's just like me for real. Also, I think this is the first time that Lumine has, like, really, like, this freely,
And then
like...
it kinda sounds like great, which is kind of pompous.
Yeah! And to be clear, that's not what their actual username was, or anything like that, because obviously I think that'd be going too far. But... just know it sounded even more stupid than that. Because I couldn't think of one that was, like, actually, like, a good enough one-to-one. I genuinely couldn't. Y'all saw me sitting there thinking.
Hi Basil, how are you?
Hola Urias! Bien, ¿cómo estás? Tengo razón, aprender, más
Me alegro. Yo
ways
bien
to say
gracias.
hello. Me alegro. That's one I should remember. You're so right. Internet.
I have a funny one. Somebody once asked me in on Discord if 2021 was my birth year.
Hello, literal toddler. How's your day going? That's crazy. Would
And I need to learn more English. Haha.
We can learn together. We can learn together.
I
Es más
replied,
difícil.
why yes I am a 3-year-old playing MMOs and chatting on Discord.
Right? Oh, so this was in 2024. Gotcha. But yeah, like, Widow, shit. How do you say read? Motherfucker. Leer? No, but like, no, like, not the, Idioma segundo es más difícil.
Hello Urias.
Debería stop y hablas Japanese.
Don't worry,
Instead.
I understand a little haha. I feel sorry for you. At WG_2021_
Luckily, but yeah, what my brain cannot generate in Spanish right now is that I can luckily read decently well en español. Pero hablas español es less good. Menos bueno.
気づいたか？普通なら拠点の攻略が終盤に近づくほどさっきの戦い。
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so Ether's definitely trying to lure us in. Yeah. I think that they're just trying to lure us somewhere. Well, okay, which is interesting because this is the first time that Ether is like trying to lure us in instead of chasing us away. So what does that mean? Heading back to the Collective of Plenty, that he's our only
Ether
lead.
Could have
yeah.
just sent an email, but no, they have to trick us.
Right. I don't know, I've heard of twin telepathy too. You know, could have tried that. You know, that very real phenomenon. Thank you, Ian-san. Every time someone says Otsukare, I immediately get the BTS song stuck in my head. Arigato Otsukare Sama deshita Otsukare Sama deshita Otsukare. It's so catchy, it's stupid. They're just saying, good job. But politely. They're saying it politely, but into the rhythm of trot music, which is a very funny like, combo.
I need to listen to more BTS songs. I like Dynamite.
Okay, Dynamite's okay. But Dynamite was not actually written by them because that was part of the period of time where they were like, okay, we have a lot of fans in America, so we're gonna go work with some American songwriters to write some music that they might be more familiar with. They have a lot more bangers. They have a lot better bangers out there. I don't know why I pulled up my music app like I'm gonna play something right this second, but just trust me. Just trust me. I will put together a playlist for you someday, WG. I will, because I think that their best albums are The Most Beautiful Moments in Life and Wings. Those two are I think their best work. The Love Yourself series is also pretty good.
Forward to it.
But like, yeah. Hello? That's a whole ass Conrian. Hello. Is this gonna be like Bona? Where, like, she's talking about events that actually happened, like, 300 years ago? Like, is she actually here, or is she popping through a rift in some way? Well, actually, well, no. Bona wasn't through a rift. Bona was Otakon's dad in disguise, but... Wait, no, she wasn't. No, she wasn't, because she actually got confused. Suddenly I can see them. Because here's the problem. I was comparing this to the Raiden Makoto thing before, but the thing is, the stuff with Raiden Makoto technically happened in a realm that existed outside of time. So unless we at some point have been, you know, like the Marriage of Ari, which we also just saw last stream, is another realm that exists outside of time. So what? So how do we? Maybe when we touched
Wow,
the
kick
key.
the bucket. I have not heard someone use that phrase in a while.
Oh really? Yeah, but yeah, if someone, maybe when we touched the key, it opened sort of a rift the same way that one was created when we went into the Marriage of Ari. Yeah, it looks like coming into contact with things from the past are what's leading Lumina. But then how did she get here? What's wrong? Oh! Gay, 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 gay. Eurydice. Okay. Cute
OMG,
name.
holding hands already.
Right? No, we never make fun of you. The eyes are really funny. That would make us more monsters than the monsters. I'd never do something so horrendous. Yeah. Sprained her ankle.
People came
No!
on LMAO.
Right? Small village? A small Conrian village? The savior? Sorry, they called our twin the capital S savior? That's crazy. That she was true. She? Doomsday is coming. A savior would reveal themselves to us? She. Reindotir? Or just another prophet? Because we know that Vedfulnir had the gift of prophecy. So maybe it was just another prophet. Oh, so she's never actually seen either. She just knows that the savior has golden hair. Mm-hmm. No wonder he has such an ego. Goddamn. Getting called a savior for 500 years? And more, for that matter. No. Yeah, it is hard to avoid Paimon. I'm more curious about the Doomsday than the Savior. The Savior physically exists. Paimon, the Doomsday happened. We know that. Paimon! Paimon! Paimon, shut up. Her acting's so bad. Oh my god, what's wrong with you? Hmm? Gay, 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 gay. What happened seconds after 3 seconds is crazy!
OMG, eye contact already.
For 3 whole seconds, WG.
怪我が治るまでしばらくここで休んでるわ。もし救世主様を見つけたら本当に一人で平気か？私は大丈夫。こう見えて隠れる。わかった。
Okay.
謎だらけのやつだな。まあ少なくともお前には好意的だし。けど今のところ他に手がかりもなさそうだし。
Okay. Okay. Weird. But very cute. But also very weird. Eon-san again? No sit lolly? Why not? Where's my girlfriend?
おかしな出来事はあったけど。じゃあ戦争を終わらせるきっかけはつかめなかったか。
Yeah.
大丈夫だ。アビス教団はあれ以上将兵たちには見張りを続けさせてるけど。
Okay.
それで旅人は
Pay a visit to the guards? Yeah, sure. Yeah, it technically is my family that's trying to kill you right now. So yeah, I'll do you a quick favor. I do remember Satuda. So they're just stalking around? Meditating? Maybe they're just scouting? I mean, also probably trying to keep an eye out for the traveler. Okay. Hello. Cantalo. Oh boy. Bro, we don't have time for this! I can fight the abyss any day! You are currently making a weird impression. I fear, my guy. You are fulfilling your own prophecy very, very quickly.
Is there a story to why you chose to call yourself Basileia?
It is one of the names of Hecate, who is a goddess who represents plurality in a lot of ways. She usually has 3 faces, so in Hellenic pagan religions, if you hear of the triple goddess.
I know who Hecate is. XD.
Okay. My bad. Slay. Okay, Count Delo. That is so crazy. I mean, like, oh, I hope I don't make a bad impression, so I'm gonna stand here and rave about how I'm making a bad impression and not let them get a word in. My guy, I'm so sorry.
Great Paimon LMAO.
Hey, she's the size of at least one mountain. Oh. Dude!
What patch did you start playing Genshin?
1.4 first Windbloom Festival. Wait, no, 1.3. I started playing... No. Yes, I started playing, like, the last 2 weeks of 1.3, so that I could pull Venti on his first rerun. But this account started on 6.4. This account started on 6.4, I think. Maybe 6.3. No, I think it was 6.4. Whenever the buy released. I started playing, like, the day she released. I stopped playing on my old account when Kinich released. Like, right after Kinich released. Not because Kinich released, just by coincidence. But yeah, it's nice to meet you, Omega. Sorry, I got distracted by the cutscene again, in the middle of chatting.
I started on launch and my first 5-star was Venti at 3 pity.
Hey, nice. Yeah, Medi also got Venti at like a ridiculously low count. Yeah, it's lovely to meet you. I hope you enjoy your time here, and you can call me Basil for short if you would like. I'm perfectly sober when I'm hungover. That's crazy. Noise in the ley lines? Lisa said something similar all the way back when we first came to Mondstadt, right? A signal that exists on a different dimension of reality. That explicitly agrees with what I started off the stream by saying, which is that this is not time travel. It is higher dimensional activity appearing as though it is time travel. Right? But, yeah. Anyway. Now, there is an argument to be made that time travel is, but to me, time travel is, again, it's a words. Again, like, to me, like, time travel, the way it's depicted in, like, a lot of sci-fi, Doctor Who, MCU, whatever, is, like, again, if this is not accurate to real life, but if space is one dimension, time is the second dimension, and our character is a second dimensional being, to me,
time and space are inseparable, so higher dimensional space distortions could also cause time distortions.
Yeah, but like to me it's like higher dimensional space distortions words. Like to me like higher dimensional space distortions are what's happening in Genshin as opposed to normal time travel, because time travel implies that you are, how do I say this without literally just saying higher dimensional space distortion in different wording? But it's not you traveling through a higher dimension to get to another time within your own dimension. It's just traveling. It's still traveling within your dimension, right? But like you're not actually going into that higher dimension. You may be using paths that have been carved out by movement on that higher dimension, but you are not actually going into that higher dimension. In Genshin, we repeatedly go into that higher dimension. We do that in Inazuma. We do that in Natland with the Mare Javari, and we're going to do it again in Natland with this quest, IMO. Does that make sense? Is anyone here that's actually educated in science able to tell me if I sound like I'm talking out of my asshole right now? Because I'm not. I went to 2 art schools and dropped out of both of them because I got sick. So, and that's why I'm here streaming Genshin Impact at 9 p.m. on a Monday. Oh. Even if that second dimensional being is traveling in a higher dimension.
Sadly, I must go catch my bus to go home.
Hey,
I will try
good.
to get back on if you are still streaming.
Okay, I hope you have a safe bus ride. But yeah, like, normal time travel the way we see it in sci-fi, even if that person is traveling on a higher dimension, they don't perceive that higher dimension or perceive themselves traveling on it, and that's why they call it time travel instead of higher dimensional space distortion. Because if they were actually perceptive enough of that higher dimension's space in order to perceive themselves moving through it, they would call it higher dimensional space distortion, not time travel. Because time is that second dimension, in my silly, inaccurate metaphor, right? But the thing is, like, Sitlali just acknowledged, like, this is on a higher dimension, right? It's a signal that exists on a different dimension, right? She's not saying it's like this. She's not just saying like, oh, this could only. She's not saying that this can only be caused by something happening on a higher dimension. She's saying that that is happening on another dimension, right? Right. It's not a cause and effect, it's just what it is. Yeah, only select individuals can see them. Dead monsters whose souls got stuck here, yeah. And also, yeah, Natlan makes a lot of sense for this to be where that distortion is happening because the Night Kingdom, ley lines in general, we know that ley lines in general can just like randomly export old memories. We saw that with that one Windbloom event where like 5-year-old D-Luke in his Fatui Hunter outfit was just fucking wandering the Mondstadt wilderness. But you know, we see that in Natlan with like being able to go into the Night Kingdom and see that beings' souls who are old as balls are still like intact in some capacity. You know, we saw Malika in the Night Kingdom being able to talk to her little sister, even though the majority of her little sister's soul has been reincarnated over and over and over and over. She was still able to talk to her little sister as she existed 500 years ago. I think something akin to that is happening here, except through the power of the Abyss and not through the power of the Wayab, the Night Kingdom, Renova. Oh! I'm scared. Thank you for the hydrate, Bongo. I will... Where's my water bottle? Hang on a sec. My water bottle is elsewhere. I did hydrate myself now, and I have my water bottle now. Thank you very much, Bongos. I hope you're enjoying stream. My blanket is stuck under my chair. Oh my gosh. You had to hold... Sitlali turning into a novel critic is very, very funny. It is a... Her fucking face. But yeah, requiring physical contact is interesting. Sitlali's jealous! Ooh! Right, because Sitlali also had to hold our, like, hand or, like, touch our forehead or something for that one spell to work. So maybe she is jealous. Maybe she is jealous, like, oh, I'm now not the only one that shared a perception of, magical things through physical contact. What the fuck? That's so real of her. I'm sorry, Sitlali, we cheated on you in a dream. You absolutely should punch us in the face. You know. As retribution. Not for fun or anything. There she is. Please don't hit us. Oh! Okay, so either she's weak as fuck, or... Or we're freaky strong. Because normally, getting hit with one of those wood clubs by Hilly Turtle does send us flying. Somehow it still hurt less than I expected. Okay, she's weak as fuck. Oh, there's no way to cook here. Damn. Another hour and a half and I would have starved to death is so iconic. Yeah, that's why the attack was so weak. She was hungry. Not for any other reason. There is something weird going on with her, but I don't know what it is. Well, okay. We're cooking. We're cooking for a random girl we met in a cave. Why not? Why not? Why not? Oh. Interesting clip. Is the starry sky actually real? Does she know about the firmament? I don't think that's quite right, yeah, but... An adventurer at heart. What? Wait, but like, wouldn't it have been known that the savior is like at the Conrian Palace or something? Oh, so is it not known that the savior's from another world? I need to find the savior and protect my world? What? I mean, she's not a bad person, but she's a little crazy. I mean, not brainwashed by the Abyss Order, but definitely brainwashed by somebody. Gay. The effects being so digital-like is also very interesting. So, because when we saw Istaroth and Venti stuff at work, it did not have that exact same visual effect. So it did not have the Ripley way. It did not have the Ripley effect. It had like a glitchy effect, but it did not have like the you know, that Ripley effect. So yeah, I guess it is the Abyss at work, because the Abyss. Yeah, because we know that the Abyss distorts time. We know that for a fact. So, because like life, freedom of living things does entail time being able to continue forward, right? And so the flow of time being disrupted by the Abyss, which ostensibly stands opposite to life and all of that stuff. That makes sense. You know, we also learned through Natlan that the Abyss proper, not the Abyss Order, but like the Abyss proper functions similar to a virus where, you know, it doesn't actually have intelligence, but it almost feels like it does due to how well targeted it's able to make its attacks, right? So maybe something similar is happening here, like the whole, you know, not logical, but it may as well be type business. Or like not actually like sentient logical, but like it still feels logical. I don't know. Oh, you know what else it is? It's not time travel, it's two times existing in the same space at the same time. Like, not only... Because time travel is like, I moved my present day self to the space of 500 years ago, but no, it's two spaces coinciding. Now, that has happened multiple times in Doctor Who. But, it wasn't referred to as time travel. So, big brain. Oh, it floats her boat all right, Paimon. Yeah, I guess we do spend the night? I don't know. Yeah, because she has something weird going on. It's not evil, but it's something. A vivid dream filled our mind. Okay. We're in the Night Kingdom. Okay, that lines up with what I was saying earlier about, like, time distortion already existing in Atlan. Through the Night Kingdom. Okay. He's talking to someone? That's an Intevat. Ether and the Lord of the Night. My head hurts? Why? My headache is gone. Okay, that was quick. I hear a voice in the darkness. A new voice. And then the birth of a savior? No, and the birth of a savior. But he came in before those kinds of abyss monsters, like, broke out. That dream I just had. Oh, it's because they touched. But then how does the time-space distortions are around her? So what's up with that? I have more self-control than that! Oh my gosh, wait, her going, no, I have more self-control than that, and Paimon going, what does self-control have to do with it? Reminds me of when I called somebody on, like, physically following me around campus, and they said, I was like, because I genuinely had dealt with, like, an actual real-life stalker that semester, and I literally was like, you probably don't mean anything harmful by it, but I'm telling you right now, if you do not stop, I'm going to flip the fuck out. And then her response was, "What? I don't even have a crush on you." And it's like, so no one said anything about crushes. It was a little bit of a self-report. It was a little bit of a self-report. Anyway. But Ether in the Night Kingdom, but can't remember what happened next because there was a headache, yeah. Thank you, Paimon. Our knight in shining Paimon. You do seem a little bit shady, ma'am. Holding hands in your sleep is not the worst thing, but it's definitely sus.
食材くらい見分けられる。3日もあれば怪我も治るはず。よし、それじゃあオイラたちは行くぜ。また。
Okay, goodbye.
いや、ちょっと待って。もうお別れ？これからどうやって連絡取ればいいの？あ、そうじゃなくて。もうそうだな。そうだ。その時はマービカに手紙を書いてくれよ。
Does she know about Malvika? No, she does not. Even though Malvika was the Archon 500 years ago, so that's interesting. Oh, you see something? Okay, actual abyss monsters. Can she see them? They're running away. We've never actually seen an abyss monster running away, except for, she can't see them! Ooh! Interesting. But how can they... I guess I'm wondering what's allowing them to see each other, right? That to me will help me put the pieces together. It's like, what is actually enabling them to see each other other than just the abyss says so? Oh! There's also monsters that I can see that she can't. The fuck? Again, I understand the part where it's like we can see things if we touch each other, but what is enabling us to touch each other? To see each other, much less touch each other, in order to reveal the rest of our own spaces to each other? Hmm. The front lines collapsed? Oh, their front line collapsed! The enemy lines crumbled out of nowhere? One person stormed the enemy lines, attacked with a vengeance, and cut them down. They wielded an unknown power. Is that our twin? Oh, Dying Leaf! Duh, okay. Oh, wait, that's so cute. Alright, buddy. Where are ya? Ooh, so close to a statue of the Seven! Mixing it up, Dine. Alright. Normally he avoids anything celestial like the plague. See, I would have expected to find him out in the wilderness somewhere. No, then again, the first time we met him, he was in the angel share, but like, yeah. Thank you, Yan-san. I'll see you later. I will not invest more emotion than is necessary when dealing with citizens of the Seven. Okay, bro. Never seen the Abyss Order take action on this wide of a scale. Spooky. Maybe the people that are actually on the field don't even know what's going on. Leaps into their secret plans? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's true. This is their biggest campaign, so it's also the most people they send out on the field, meaning the biggest potential to wipe them the fuck out, I guess, yeah. Before the cataclysm, yeah, that's what I thought. When he was first granted the title of Prince, King Ermin in the court of Conria loudly proclaimed that he would save the nation. The Savior was a celebratory title given to the prince by those who believed in the rhetoric. Okay. Oh, yeah. That's definitely stronger than normal Survivor's Guild. That could explain a lot of the twins. Bullshit. Right. Although I don't think she's an actual survivor. But then how would she be able to? Well, Kaya's only half Conrian. Like 90% sure. Because I mean, Kaya has the starry peoples, but they're not nearly as defined as most of the characters that we see. At least I'm pretty sure. Like, it won't let me zoom in that far. But, you know. Curiouser and curiouser. Oh, he's like in the town proper now. Ooh. He's cutting in real close to all the like the religious areas. Oh my god, does he have a new best friend? Nicely Finny on Son 5 ever. The Abyss Order's headquarters. In their central command, it's the Cinder City. Okay. Shut up, Daisley. Shut up. I mean, Natlan definitely has, like, the least connection to Celestia. You'd think he'd maybe have a little more respect for Malika than the other Archons, but I don't know. Alrighty. Off to Ochka Natlan we go. It makes sense that he'd pick this place. Well, does it? Because, I mean, the dragons also weren't too keen on human beings. So I don't know if our twin defecting here. Oh no. Anytime they put us in one of these little special things, some whack shit happens. Abyss-powered mechanisms, okay. And oh! No way! No way! Playable Dynasleaf? You're joking. How did I not hear about this? Oh. That's not playable Dynasleaf. Oh. I was so excited. Ah well. Ah well. Can't win them all. You won't stand another chance. Okay, bro. Bro's monologuing. Amazing. Actually, I definitely don't even have to actually fight those things, do I? I can definitely just keep running. You won't get another chance. You know, Dan, your monologues would be a lot more effective if you did not simply say the same thing. You'd think they'd have made the enemies a little bit stronger. Where are you? Hello? Oh, I went the wrong way. More very strings heavy music. Oh, no. Human voices too. Okay. Noted, noted. Hello? Thank you. You really think that they would have given him some more lines? You won't stand another chance. You've said that the past 5 chances. Part of me is starting to worry that maybe you are not gonna walk that talk, bro. Oh! To resist it is vain. I mean, yeah, to resist death is certainly not the smartest thing you can do, but it's also, you know, for all intents and purposes, impossible. So it's kind of like, I don't know, I think that fighting on behalf of the Abyss, when you know for a fact already that people are gonna die, is like, it's a little, to me, that's a little futile and vain, you know what I mean? Like, feeling as though you are personally qualified to step in on behalf of, like, just a foundational tenet of the universe. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Seems a little full of yourself, but if you insist. Oh, that's one of the extra freaky ones. His Highness has achieved something far greater. And what is that? The Abyss Order's greatest wish has been fulfilled? Greatest wish? Infiltrated the Night Kingdom to exploit that realm's past experience with leyline reconstruction and used Illuma Fate to reweave the ley lines of Conria? Oh! That's why the time fuck shit's going on. He reweaved the ley lines of Conria. They're now overlapping with the ley lines of Natlan. That's causing the distortions. Okay, cool. Not time travel. It is no more time travel than, again, the old D-Luke event, where there were red ley lines and stuff. Lives anew and a Conria restored to life? Okay. Yeah, there's a lot more to do than just making the ley lines work. Oh, they're fighting Natlan because they're planning on overriding Natlan with Conria. A miss since the start of the war. Yeah, so they're trying to... I'm in a different time and space from Deirdis. If she's Conrian like Nine suspects, and that means the revived Conria that he speaks of actually exists. And despite the hailing from that separate time and space, Deirdis has found a way to communicate with us. Oh. Alright, I guess we're just gonna beat him up instead of asking any questions. That sounds right. Finally, obstinate fools. Yeah. Oh, I definitely should have just Barbara spammed first. I don't know why I didn't. Oh well. Oh! Yo, 500k with Linnea! Yeah, because rewriting ley lines, yeah, it's the exact same as the stuff with D-Luke. Right, because the reproduced D-Luke couldn't see or hear us. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, he's not dead. Harden? Dinesleaf's teacher? Welcome back from ads. Apparently this guy taught Dinesleaf at some point? Oh, he was the former Twilight Sword. Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. They're gonna stand here in their gay little sword fight for the rest of time or some shit. That's fine. Okay, I think that the screen shaking was meant to be actually dramatic, but instead it just kind of gave it a Looney Tunes feel. Like when Tom and Jerry start fighting each other off screen. You weren't joking then. Oh. War crime committer? Even outside of war? Yeah, what is there to reminisce on if you were a shitty teacher? Blames the prince for his betrayal? His betrayal of what? But he was nowhere to be found? Right, because he was trying to run away with Lumin. The abyssal power within him had been divided up? I see.
貴様が騎士学院で俺に国者剣術を教えていた。俺の行いは学院が掲げる騎士の精神にのっと。それから本当はこんな7度。
Co-student Sertologi. Oh!
同級生だったスルトロッチも騎士性。今更こんなことを語っても何の意味。己の地位を。
Your mask of benevolence if you viciously suppress the next generation of knights. Ooh.
どうした
I see.
認めないつもりか。すまない。
I would apologize, but the fact is I can't remember them anymore. Okay. Tell me about everything. Oh. Oh, so he has fallen victim to a manipulation then, I guess. Memories are a crucial part of a person's identity, yeah. Everything etched into the heart and mind are gradually brought back to the forefront along with a feeling of nostalgia and lost. Recalling everything takes a long, long time. Okay. I have neither time nor sympathy to tell you about Conria's golden age. As long as the Luma Fate heard what I cannot. What? Did he bait Dinesleaf into talking about all this to... Oh my god, he just wanted more fuel to feed the reconstruction of Conria and its golden age. Oh, the ley line weaving isn't done yet. It's still in progress. Okay. Ley lines are a collection of memories concerning a given place. Luma Fate cannot weave without a supply of memories. That's why they were meditating. Okay. Oh. Oh, so this is very similar to the Raiden Makoto thing then. Where... Yeah, they're, through weaving the ley lines, they're attempting to merge the past and the present the same way that Makoto merged the future and the present. Meaning also the past, you know what I mean? Yeah, okay, okay. Definitely not time travel. So their real goal was to lure Dinesleaf, not us. Okay. Makes sense. Yeah, he seems to be a big fan of gambles.
どんな代償も厭わない。俺を欺いた報いに、もう100度死ぬ
Oh
覚
boy.
悟はあるんだ。
Okay, have fun, Dinesleaf. Bro found his own personal rage room. Also, hang on, I'm gonna get another blanket. I'm cold. Okay. A space and time without you. Okay. Interesting title. Not in the cave anymore. Interesting. Did what happen? Is she seeing the cataclysm? Oh, they didn't bring back Conria in its golden age. They brought back Conria during the cataclysm. Great job, guys! This is where she is right now. No, we are not, my guy. Well, I would say it doesn't end. Okay, at least she's smart enough to figure out that that's a bad idea. We can only fight for our futures if future's unknown. Oh, he's gonna bring us to him. Proof that we met. Oh, so she does actually find him and give him the key. Oh, boy. Wait, so does that mean that there's gonna be a different key? No. That hilly turtle only had the key... Wait. Is the hilly turtle from the past? No, because... Wait, did hilly turtles exist prior to the hang on. Did hilly turtles exist before the cataclysm? Let's see. Yes, okay, because hilly turtles are right, because Conria is not the first nation to have been cursed by Celestia like this. Okay. Many, if not all, hilly turtles were once human beings who the gods punished for sinning. Okay. Their presence has increased since the cataclysm, but they existed before then. Okay. Okay. So our twin dropped his key either in the past or in the present. Hilly Turtle picked it up, brought it to the cave. We in the present found it, because currently the past and the present exist in overlapping spaces. Whatever we can see, we can touch. However, we cannot see everything without touching something else. Who is that hilly turtle? Why did they have it? And again, when did the twin lose their key? Fuck! Oh my god, she's the hilly churl. Oh! I'm gonna keep the key and see what happens. Oh my god. What do we do? Time stopped. That's not good. Excuse me? Ether? Oh my god, hi! Oh, so it was Istaroth's work. Okay. Hello. I only use the ending. I've always been curious about the events that led to it.
500年前、カンルイヤの最悪が始まったばかりの頃、そんな時、この少女、ディレルが訪ねてきたんだ。
So we do give it to her.
必死に頼み込んできた。ホタルが俺を探してるって聞いて、驚きのあまりすぐには信じられなかったけど、テイワットで目覚めた時、ホタルはそばにいなかった。当時の俺にとっては、すぐにでもホタルに会いに行きたかったけど、カンルイヤはもっと切実に俺の救いを求めてた。分かってた。どっちを選んでも。
I knew that no matter what I chose, I'd regret my decision, yeah.
俺が選んだの、やっとのことで見つけたとき。
Even the key to the chamber was still secure on your person. Well, actually, I would argue that 4 keys existed at the same time, but... Thank you for the alert, Chaos! My actions 500 years ago. Well, hey, nice one. So, right, because him leaving the ley lines is what allowed the 2 times to exist in the same space. But he said that Istaroth did something. What the fuck did Istaroth do? Like, what did Istaroth do that he did not have control over? Because, I mean, it's her domain that's fucked up, but he did that by fucking with the ley lines. Succeeded in bringing us together, but it's versions of us 500 years apart. The news she brought the saber brought completely opposite decisions, and that's why she's a hill girl. Oh boy. So, have you done what you set out to do? The ley lines of Conria are complete. But are you sure about that? That doesn't look very put together, my guy. The Natlands Night Kingdom was an exception to the rule. And negotiated with the Lord of Night, okay. The Night Kingdom can't host new ley lines. So is he just destroying Natlands? Yeah, she can only reconstruct ley lines. We knew that already. He got the Lord of Night's permission? How? Okay, so yeah, not time travel. Superimposition, okay. Okay, that makes sense. But then why the touching thing? Like, what? The Atlas of the New World? Okay, sure. That looks suspiciously abyss-like, but if you say so. Entire network of New Conria's ley lines. I will find a suitable host location for it. Okay, so he's not actually going to destroy Natlan. He just fucked it up temporarily. Okay. So...
500年前、カンルイヤに来たばかりの頃、
Memory was completely blank. Oh. He didn't even remember us of when he became the Prince of Conrad. That's crazy. How are his memories?
カンルイヤで過ごしたあの時間を否定できない。だからこそ罪悪感が胸に重くのしかかってる。でも
That does explain how his attachment to Conrad got so much stronger than our connection to Teyvat, though. We've been looking for him the entire time we've been awake, but he was not.
そのためには一つの世界がいる。
I'm sorry. If I wish to speak with the heavenly principles as an equal, I need the might of an entire world behind me. You're doing all of this so you can have a fair confrontation with your dad? Oh, come on, man. Yeah, you know what? That's so relatable. Who else needs to commit multiple That's Asmodee.
いつも運命を変えようとしてる。俺も同じだ。でも今回はなんと
But yeah, I too need to commit multiple genocides in order to have a fair conversation with my parents. Cannot miss a chance to reunite with you 500 years in the past no matter what. Oh, so he makes us give the key to her.
わからないけど、お兄ちゃんの言ってることはどこか他人事みたい。お兄ちゃん、その計画は本当に私たちにとって意味のある。
Yeah, what does it have to do with us? I mean, yeah, like the heavenly principles is Fane's. Fane's is like in charge of us, was kind of, but like what, why? Yeah, it has only ever been about us, but like you could make it not about you anymore if you really wanted to. Oh, okay, sure, see you another time. The fuck? Why'd he stop?
Best viewers at shine.online.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Thank you, Saribot. So... Well, then what happens if we give her the key? Our hero's back! Okay, hang on. So then what happens if we just give her the key? What happens if you... Does time still freeze there? You choose to give her the key, she nods. Oh, time freezes. What? In both of the choice dialogues, Lumine tells you that she somehow has the key, even if you chose not to give it to her. But the choice has different endings. If you give the key to her, the ending dialogue is the shit he said about, like, needing a whole world behind him. The dialogue ends after that scene and it goes straight to the cutscene. But if you keep the key, added dialogue is shown, which is the, like... Oh, explaining how she has the key even if you didn't give it. It's just saying, okay, it's just that Ether gave her the key instead of Lumine giving her the key. Okay. I can accept that. But yeah, not time travel. Not time travel. It is two times existing at the same time, which is not what time travel is, because otherwise it wouldn't be called travel. Yeah. Okay. It's no more time travel. Again, I've said this like twice already, but yeah, it's no more time travel than the Red Ley Line event with D-Luke from the past. The difference being that since in the D-Luke event, that was the ley lines like reproducing a D-Luke of the past, not a past D-Luke actually existing at the same time as a present one. So, but yeah, like, the thing about three keys existing at once is definitely what makes most people bring up, like, a specific idea of a paradox, but the problem is, it's no more paradoxical than there being two versions of Natlan at the same time, one in which the cataclysm is occurring, and one in which it's not, right? Now, Medi said bootstrap paradox, which means, you know, the phrase pull yourself up by your bootstraps, that's not physically possible. You cannot pull yourself up physically, right? I, however, would argue that it's not, given Genshin's unique mechanics with realities of different times genuinely being able to coincide. Again, there's no travel, there's no like simulation or something occurring that didn't really occur, right? Like, it is paradoxical, but that, or rather, it is a bootstraps paradox. Sorry, hang on. No, let me start over. I would argue that it is a bootstraps paradox on paper, but the thing is with a bootstraps paradox is that it kind of holds the implication of, like, I don't know, it just holds an implication of, like, yeah, you just kind of have to accept that, and it doesn't really make sense otherwise. But to me, it's a very similar one to Kusanali erasing Rukkhadevata, but also Kusanali existing because of Rukkhadevata, right? Yeah. Like, time stopped there because although it's interesting that time stopped there because present ether and present looming came into contact. Well, no. Present ether and present looming came into contact while existing in a past space. So that's interesting. But yeah, it is a bootstraps paradox, but so is Kusanali and Rukkhadevata. And therefore, it is not... Oh, I know. People referring to this specifically as a bootstraps paradox kind of holds to me, gave the impression... Because no one said... Okay, because I've heard people talking about this bootstraps paradox since this released. I just ignored it because I didn't want the specific spoiler. And that kind of gave me the implication that it was more paradoxical than anything that we'd seen before. I don't think that it actually is, though. I think it feels more paradoxical. And I understand why. Like, to be clear, I don't think anyone is, like, wrong for thinking that way. But I think that when you actually do break it down logically, you can see that it is not out of line with Makoto, Red Ley Line, Rukkhadevata. They're all in the same boat. So, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, that's understandable, Traveler. Our girlfriend is here! Wahoo! And she's sleepy. As the Lord of Night spoke to Sitlali. Yeah, I don't quite understand the Lord of Night's decision there. Preserves the entire nation in the form of an atlas. Okay, she only did it because she was sure that Natlan would be safe, which is true. She had an additional condition. Ooh. Wouldn't tell him what it was.
Hey, I.
What the fuck could it have been? Janie! Oh my gosh! Okay. Meddy's at work, so I can't yell about this with him, but I do not think that what happened is any more of a Bootstraps paradox than already existing events such as the Red Ley Line Windbloom event, Ruka Nevada and Kusanali, and like Mayor Javari and stuff like that. Like, I do agree that it is paradoxical, but I do not think it is any more paradoxical than anything that's already happened in this game. The only the stuff with the Sacred Sakura Tree. The only difference being that the D-Luke thing was not an actual past D-Luke being in present-day Tevat. It was a mimicry of him, right? But with the other three, Makoto, Kusanali, the other two, Makoto, Kusanali, those happened in a physical space that existed outside of time, outside of the standard flow of time. This one occurred in the physical space of Natlan, and that complicates things, but I think that it complicates it, but I don't think it makes it make less sense, given... So I don't think that it's wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. I think it's wibbly-wobbly, spacey-wacy stuff. I think that this was space distortion. I think this was time distortion, time and space distortion, not time travel. That is my 2 cents. So, like, the paradox comes in the two spaces existing at the same time, not because of the time loop alone. It does create a time loop, because two versions of the same space existing at the same time also entails their times overlapping. Don't get me wrong. There is still a time loop. There is still a paradox. But it is not caused by time travel. It is caused by space distortion. I rest my case. Good morning. How are you? In my opinion. And given that...
Think I get it. Yeah.
And I think that what I just said is probably what Mehdi meant when he said, I think that there are a bunch of explanations that are better than time travel.
Banger way TK start the day.
Yeah, and I agree. I think that also normal time travel does not explain the part where we are able to switch between perceiving present-day Natlan and the Natlan being superimposed by Conria during the Cataclysm. Normal time travel would not explain that because, again, we exist in both spaces simultaneously, right? It's not that, because, okay, in normal time travel, the thing about the 3 keys existing at the same time in past Conria, right? In normal time travel, that would mean that Lumine's present-day key is no longer physically in the present. But it was. That's not normal time travel. Because normal time travel entails you being removed from your original time, but Lumine wasn't. Lumine... And in fact, so then the thing is, like, well, Paimon said that when Lumine held hands with that girl the last time, then she physically disappeared, right? However, that was not her time traveling to the past. That was Istaroth taking the girl Frozen, and our twin all into like a little pocket of frozen time together. Because otherwise, Lumine would have disappeared every time she held hands with that girl, but she didn't, and it's because Istaroth was not directly involved in that. Everything else was caused by the ley line distortion, not by time shenanigans. And though time shenanigans did happen, it was not time travel. No more than going into Raiden Makoto's realm of consciousness was. No more than going to A's realm of euthymia, plane of euthymia was. If we're gonna call that time travel, then we're also gonna have to call a bunch of shit that happened in Inazuma time travel, and it wasn't. I feel so smart right now. How are you doing? And I'm glad that it was a banger way to start your day. Yeah, I feel so bad for Lumin. You are smart. Yee! Oh, and thank you for the 5-stream streak. That's so crazy. I appreciate it so much. But yeah, I cannot. I need to like chart this out. Thank you, Sitlolly. We should get
work
married.
Work is evil, and we should abolish job /
Yeah.
LH but colon /.
Do you have work, or are you on a break from work, or on your way home from work? Yeah. Thanks, Sitlolly. Don't tell me that's the end. Okay. Return to the cave we were previously in. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna chart it out. Along with my shit about, because I think I have found a actual good way to chart out how I think stuff went with Sumeru
I am at work,
2.
but who's gonna tell me not to be on my phone, am I right?
Let's go! Let's go!
Please do charts are fun : 3.
Yeah, it will be a much better one than the ones that I sent while I was actively brainstorming with you like a few weeks ago, a couple months ago, something like that. I don't remember. I have done it before on stream, and they did say that they got the gist of it. But I have like even improvements on that one, so I hope. The food is still there. Yes, see? The food is still there. If she actually time traveled, that food would not be here in the physical present, but it is. Not time travel.
It's been too long.
You faintly sense what feels like someone clasping your hand, but this time it sends you into a deep sleep where sweet dreams await. Is that Paimon? This soundtrack is gorgeous.
Okay, actual work to do, so pseudo lurk time awa.
Okay. Yeah, I just needed a second to process all that. Okay. Oof. But yeah, does that mean that she trues that? I don't know. Okay, but yeah, chat. We are going to take a minute to update my lore spreadsheet. And then and then we will start drawing things out. Okay. Agree? Agree. Okay. Okay. So, we have our Genshin notes. Okay. So yeah, we should add this stuff. How to do so. Okay, so the twin meets King Ermin. They become the sinners. Fane's insights, the cataclysm. Now we know here that actually, the traveler doesn't wake up. The twin wakes the traveler up. The twin wakes the traveler up. And then they don't abandon Tevat, they abandon Conria. Okay. Now, here, we're going to interject a little circle to mark that some fuck shit's happening. Real quick. You know, as one does. Hang on. There we go. Just like that. Okay. And then we'll turn this into a normal thingy. And then we'll turn this shape into a rounded rectangle, like we always do. And then we'll put it out here with a new label called not wibbly wobbly timey wimey, but wibbly wobbly spacey wacy stuff. Because I'm a professional. Okay. 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 So in present, twin begins to weave ley lines. Weave the atlas with the Lord of Night's permission, overlapping past Conria with present Natlan. Okay. Cool. In present. Because, oh, you know what? That's the other distinction. That's the other distinction to be made. The only thing that only happened in the past is okay. Most of this happens in the physical present with the past superimposed on top, not the past proper. And then we'll mark here that the thing that did happen in the past proper was the girl, I can't remember how to spell her name, giving the twin the traveler's key is the only thing that happens outside of the distortion. And we know that because after the twin activates the atlas, the ley line distortion is no longer in effect. So the times are back in their corresponding physical spaces. Okay. So yeah, in the present, the twin begins to weave Conria's ley lines on top of present day Natlands with the Lord of Night's permission. I do feel a need to mark that for some reason. Okay. And then also in the present. Okay. So yeah, also in the present, the D is pulled into present Natlan and meets the traveler, physically exchanging food and contact and knowledge, with Paimon being able to see and feel it all. And the reason I'm noting that is because Paimon being able to perceive everything despite not coming into contact with being being able to see certain things despite not coming into contact with D tells us what is physically occurring in the present. There are things that fall into an in-between, such as the Traveler fighting the past monsters. That does complicate things. I'm gonna think about that later, though. This is a work in progress, right? Okay, Paimon being able to perceive certain things despite not coming into contact with D tells us what is physically occurring in the present. I will make this border dotted. Just to note that it's kind of a mechanics thing, not like a real thing. Okay. Let's see. Traveler gives the key. Or Traveler keeps it. Then, but either way, Istaroth pulls the Traveler and their twin into a pocket of frozen space-time. I'm going to note that this was not seen by Paimon. Paimon does not see the part influenced by Istaroth rather than the leyline distortions. It's a pocket of frozen space-time, similar to Makoto's plane of consciousness. Let's see. He is given the key by the twin. Oh wait, hang on. And she's given it by the twin instead. So yeah, I guessed it in the past. So yeah, and then from here, we will say that... hang on. From here, we will say that in the past, we'll do it like this. How about? Okay. Back in the past, back in the past, the Traveler disappears and D sets off to find the
Starting
savior
a stream while I'm at work,
succeeds.
fucked up and evil.
Very fucked up and evil, especially because we got some crazy lore stuff going on. So yeah, then the twin receives the key, finds the Traveler, and abandons Conria. Okay, so then looping back to this, where I said we're gonna hold on that and come back to it. Most of this happens in the physical present with the past superimposed on top. That I don't think that's the best way to word that, given most of this happens in present day Natland space. Oh, here it is. Both Conria's past, both past Conria and present day Natlan exist in the same space due to leyline distortion. And present day Natlan exist in the same space due to the twin distorting ley lines space-time. However, right, so while the twins distort space and time through the ley lines, Istaroth only distorts time. Now, Istaroth distorting time can have effects on space, but she is not directly affecting space the way that Asmodee can. Yes? Yes. Okay. So, Istaroth distorting time can have effects on space, but she does not actually distort space like Asmodee can. And vice versa. Through the ley lines, the twin was able to distort both. Yes, that makes complete sense. I thought that out as I was typing it, but I think that's what makes the most sense. Like, because the Heavenly Principles is the one that made the ley lines, Istaroth and Asmodee are shades of Fanes, right? Fanes has both of their powers. The Traveler, through distorting the ley lines, is distorting something that Fanes imbued with both domains, because Fanes imbued the ley lines with both domains. Yes. Okay. What things tells us what is physically... Okay, so Paimon's account of the Traveler disappearing tells us when Istaroth comes into play in addition to the leyline distortion, and tells us when Istaroth comes into play in addition to the leyline distortion, and the disappearing tells us when both have left Natlan. Yes. And then my thing that I just said to Janie about another way that we know that it is not time travel is... Okay. Yeah. Okay. 3 keys existing in the past would be normal, or in air quotes, normal time travel. Would normally indicate, or would typically indicate normal time travel. However, 3 keys also existed in the present. That indicates time distortion rather than time travel, because time travel entails the Traveler leaving their time and entering another. The Traveler still exists in the present the entire time. Yeah, the Traveler still exists in the present the entire time as accounted by Paimon until Istaroth comes into play. And then that isn't time travel either, because if we call what Istaroth caused time travel, we also have to call what happened with Raiden, Makoto, and Ruka Devada time travel, which they aren't either. Yeah, the Traveler exists in the present the entire time. So does Istaroth. Yeah, and Istaroth is not bound by time. So Istaroth can't time travel. And Istaroth can't time travel if she isn't bound to time. Right?
Definitely think this is overlapping spaces and not time travel. With my limited knowledge of Genshin's story, would ask though how narrow/wide of an idea of time travel are we talking?
When I say time travel, I mean, what I say here. The traveler leaving their time and entering another. Like, to me, that is what defines travel, right? Now, because, you know, words. Because, to be clear, when I say... Because the thing is, the traveler has entered another time. There were 2 lumines in my save file. There were 2 lumines. But the traveler being absent from the present is what would have made it time travel to me. But she wasn't. Right? The traveler, I'm gonna say, yeah, I guess the traveler was never absent in the present, was never absent from the present until Istaroth comes into play. Yeah. Does that answer your question? I'm not quite sure. But yeah, like, yeah. I think it did, but I don't know if I was, like, specific enough, etc. Okay. So yeah, really...
I used to know a lot more about time travel BS but have forgotten most of it. I think there are versions of time travel that aren't quite like that, but colloquially, yeah, you got it.
Mm-hmm. Wait! Yeah, really 4 keys existed at the same time. One belonging to the twin. To the twin. One belonging to present.
Just want to be sure we've got a wide range of things we're disqualifying and working with a rigorous definition.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Like, there are a lot of things that I am not taking into account. I'm defining the one thing where I'm like, because this doesn't happen, the rest of it doesn't matter. Yeah? Yeah. Flowchart. And we've cut it off at the top of the flowchart. To me. Or close to the top of the flowchart. Okay, really 4 keys. One belonging to the twin. Hang on. One belonging to the... Well, hang on. Wait. Hang on. One belonging to the present, one belonging to the past twin. Because the thing is, Lumine identifies the hibernation chamber key that we
find... More like flow state with how you're going.
Yeah. Okay, because the key that we find at the beginning, Lumine identifies... Hang on. But is that accurate? Hang on. She identifies it as her brother's. No. Travel log. Hang on. Transcript. Okay. It's the beginning of this one. Yes, okay. Hang on. This is the key to the key to the hibernation chamber on the spaceship. The key, not her brother's key. No, she still has mine. There's only 2 of them. But we never define if... We never know for a fact if it's Aether's key. Okay. So, because we do not strictly know that that is Aether's key, one belonging to either the past twin or past or hang on. So yeah, one belonging to the twin, past or present. One belonging to present Lumine. One belonging to either the past twin, as in the past twin gave the key to Hilly Churl, whatever her name is, I'm so sorry. Or Lumine's... Wait, no. Hang on. Or... Wait, hang on, because... Okay, no. And the key that D is holding due to ley line distortion. Like, she's still holding it, even though... And... Right. So, in the past, Lumine or Ether gives Lumine's key to the Hilly Churl. Or give to D. D becomes the Hilly Churl who still holds the key until the present day. That happened in the present day, not due to ley line distortion. We know this, pretty much. That's heavily implied. Hang on. Right, shit, it is implied that we saw that Hilly Churl before... Ooh. Okay, hang on. So then I need to do this. Let's see. Okay, yeah. It's implied that we meet the Hilly Churl and find the key before the ley line distortion begins. Because the Abyss Order doesn't attack until after we go until Yansan finds us. Okay. So these Hilly Churl has had that key since 500 years ago. Okay. So she's physically had that key, meaning, interestingly enough, that Hilly Churl and Lumine, present-day Lumine, were probably holding the same key. Now that is fucky. But, again, because of the Sacred Sakura Tree, we know that that makes sense in Genshin, without it being considered time travel by most players. Poggers. It is not known whether, but it might not be. Unclear whether that key is a duplicate of Lumine's, or of the twins, or if it really is the, oh wait, no, of the travelers, or if it really is the twins. Is the twins as Paimon guesses. Right. One belongs to the twin, one belongs to the present Lumine. One belongs to the past twin, one each belonging to present twin and traveler. Either way, there's duplicates. Right? Okay. So yeah, not time travel. Not time travel. Cool. Wibbly wobbly, spacey wacy. Not wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey because of space. But the actual time was not distorted, like, directly. Cause and effect, not direct. Okay. How do we feel about that? I think I feel good. Key. Oh, it happens after the distortion is no longer in effect, so it happens in the actual past. Capital P past, maybe? Yeah, capital P past. Right. I'm gonna make these a dotted line too. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah, it really is much more similar to Raiden Makoto than it is to it really is more similar to Raiden Makoto than it is to Kusanali and Ruka Nevada, but it is still very similar to both. I hope you're enjoying listening to me go on this insane ramble while you are at work, Ant Demon. Thank you for joining me. Okay, now to do my best and chart out the other thing that I was talking about. My face tracking is gonna look like shit for a hot second, and that's okay. Okay. So, first thing we gotta do. Draw a bunch of circles. Everyone's favorite. Drawing a bunch of circles. Okay. Going to copy paste this, and we're gonna move it here. Just about. And then we're gonna make 3. Okay. Like this. Oh lord. Oh lord. Oh lord. The face oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hang on. I'm gonna put okay. Face tracking good? Face tracking good. We're good. Everything's good. Everything's working. There is no scuff in bossing say. Okay. Every time I make that joke, it gets funnier, right, chat? Okay. So, we have our circles. I should make these gray. That's... Oh! What the fuck? Okay, we have our... There... Oh my... What is happening? We have our gray circles. Okay. So, here we have... Here we have, I gotta be careful with this, because if I mess it up, we gotta do a whole lot of fixing later, right? Right here, I'm gonna put these in, I'm gonna put this in green, because here, we have fixed points in time, right? We have things that always occur, right? And the interesting thing is right here, something that is always going to occur, or I guess in this case reoccur, is that Urban Soul spits out Ruka Nevada. Oh, but we erase Ruka Nevada from existence. That's just what you think. But yeah, Ruka is made in, but again, I'm going to say she's made in Irminsul, right? She's factored into its equations. right? However, we know that Nahida Kusanali deletes Rukkhadevata. That is also a fixed point in time. Which is, again, fucky. But can't do anything about Genshin being fucky, right? So, Nahida erases Ruka from Irminsul. We follow. This is currently what we have. We have 2 fixed points in times. Now, why have I drawn a circle instead of a straight line? Well, folks, it's because in order for Nahida to erase Rukkhadevata from Irminsul, Rukkhadevata has exist to create Nahida and tell Nahida to do that. And so that's where we get into this shit. Okay? And by this shit, I mean the part where we split this guy in half. And then we have the former, what I'm going to call the former Samsara. And the present Samsara. Except, I'm gonna take this text. I'm gonna scooch it forward here. For a reason I will discuss later. Right? Now. I should probably color, let's see, what color should we make the past? If green is a fixed point, then we'll make we'll make the former Samsara like piss yellow. How about? I think that's pretty suitable. No, we shouldn't do that. I'll make it red. We'll make the former Samsara red, and we'll make the present one a nice calm blue. I like the color blue. Okay. It looks a little Christmassy, but that's okay. So yeah, we have the former Samsara, and we have the present Samsara. In the former Samsara, Rukkhadevata exists. My goodness. In the former Samsara, Rukkhadevata exists, and then the cataclysm happens, or like she obtains forbidden knowledge, right? So then, let's see. Yeah, she gets forbidden knowledge, and then she creates Nahida. And then Nahida goes on to delete her in order to get rid of the forbidden knowledge, right? Then, in the new Samsara, Ruka never existed. So we're just gonna, there's not even gonna be an arrow here. It's just gonna start off with, let's see, Ruka, just X'd out, no more Rukkhadevata. And then we move on. But actually, I should not draw the arrow going to here because actually, what is a better way to draw this out? Actually, you know what? Yeah, the best way to draw this out is to just take this whole half of the circle and just say there's no Rukkhadevata. But the problem is Rukkhadevata did physically exist. We, the traveler, can see that. And not only that, but the reason we can see that is because we physically witnessed this in reality, right? Which is why I wrote the former samsara in red and the present samsara in blue rather than in gray. Earlier I changed it. Why did I change it? Because this down here is actually physical reality. And this up here is stuff Irminsul made the fuck up. Because Irminsul is a computer program, and when you remove Rukkhadevata from the past, 500 years ago, when you remove Rukkhadevata from the past, it tells the computer goes, shit, but then all of this stuff doesn't make any sense. So I have to fill it in with something. And it fills it in with folk tales or by having people conveniently not ask questions. We see people do the same thing with the Wanderer. No one asks why there's not an 8th, or a 6th? An 8th? Nobody asks why that Fatui Harbinger slot is empty. Because that's just how it is. Irminsul made that the fuck up. Irminsul made the fact that people don't care about that kind of thing the fuck up. It's insane that nobody asks that question, but they don't, because the data that they have that has brought them to life has not given them any reason to be curious about it. You know? Like, and that's the difference between something being deleted and something, like, naturally being missing. Right? But in the present, however, the present samsara is what influences the physical future, right? And so going into the future, people continue on with no knowledge of Rukkhadevata whatsoever.
Disconcerting how much Irminsul, misspelled horribly,
You
can
only miss one
control
letter.
how people think in such minor ways.
Right? It is. Because Irminsul is the central computer of all of the ley lines, and all humans are connected to ley lines. Except for the traveler. So, does that
Like
make
not questioning
sense?
things JS a craxy thing to control,
Right?
but also very minimal feeling.
Right? Because again, they don't know. They don't know. But does this kind of help the way how I see that kind of working? Like, Ruka not existing was made the fuck up by Irminsul. And because it didn't physically happen, it doesn't get its own arrow in the circle. It doesn't. It only gets its own arrow after the point where she physically gets deleted by Irminsul. And then... Oh, actually, and you know what else? This isn't even stuff Irminsul made up. This is just made up stuff in general. Right? Now, Irminsul filled in these blanks here, right? But, you know, up here, let's just say I'll just write some fucking fan fiction, right? You know, let's say, new color, let's just pick this weird fuck-ass gray. Let's say that they somehow fail to, delete Rukkhadevata, which they won't, and so then, I don't know, Tevat fucking explodes, I guess? I don't know. Right? Like, I don't know. Now that's the idea. And the thing is, in this perception, they have to be circles. Because otherwise they will not actually connect at these fixed events in time. Now, these fixed events in time are supported by something that we hear in Linnea's story quest, which is that every single path in time will converge in certain events, right? And the reason that I think that is relevant is because, let me check if I... Let's do this. Cut and paste it. Okay, so let's take this away, right? And, yeah, let's take these away, right? And then let's try our best to zoom out. So, oh, actually, hang on. I have a stupid idea, but it'll look cool, maybe. We are going to like box this in by taking this, refer to editing layer only, area scaling -6, select, invert, gray box, fill. Yes. Then we are going to take all of these. Why isn't it letting me select all of them? Are you kidding me? Okay. Then we're gonna select all of these and push them in like this. That way we still have our box in there somewhere, right? But the reason that we are doing that is just to keep that like kind of preserved, but I'm going to take a slightly darker shade of gray than the normal one that I've been using. And we're gonna show that, like, there are other versions of Teyvat's timeline that we don't see in our various playthroughs, right? But they will all converge back at this point eventually. You know, it's a fuck ton. There's a bunch of other echoes of times that all exist, that all always come back here. You know, whether they've been simulated by Irminsul, like over here, or whether they have physically occurred on Teyvat, like these ones over here. But there are also some that did physically occur on Teyvat that aren't mirrored by one that didn't, you know? Like, that could still lead to our actual reality happening. So then in that case, it's like, well, how do you draw all that out? And I think that you draw that out in that kind of like webbed way that Linnea's sister described, right? Sometimes they lead to these circles. Sometimes those circles lead to other circles. Sometimes those circles connect directly to another one. You know, sometimes different ones lead into the same circles. Sometimes they, you know, like, I think it looks really fucked up and stupid, but I think it also looks kind of sick. You know? Yeah? Yeah. And then, you know, again, thinking about the thing of, like, higher dimensional beings being able to see the full circle, lower dimensional beings not being able to. If we were squish this into a line, they would see, like on this side, they would see the past, like the way, way, way past, this past, and then this present, whereas, the people that are, like, currently, like, this is what the traveler, or, no, hang on. This is what we, the player, see, right? Is this line. And this is what, but this is what, like, the people of Teyvat see, right? Yeah. Or, like, this is what, yeah. Anyway. And then, because the traveler can see all, they can see where this has kind of been overwritten by the blue stuff, right? This is the one-dimensional line view with the two-dimensional depth cue of having been kind of fucked up by, kind of being marred by the blue stuff where there's empty spaces, but the people of Teyvat only see the one dimension, because that's all they're capable of seeing. And then, somewhere out there is a being that can see this whole fuck-ass mess. Maybe Istaroth, I don't know. Wahoo! Oh, actually though, you know what? The real thing that happens here is whether or not Ether or Lumine are the ones that are the one that hey, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop that. Or whether Ether or Lumine are the one that like fall to Teyvat, right? So let's go ahead and write that out. Ether, Lumine. Right? And then from there, things diverge. But their journeys still mirror each other, right? And to be clear, this is like whether Ether or Lumine become the Traveler, not their individual paths, right? Yeah. Yeah. Cause yeah, if I were, cause you know, I technically could say that if we zoom all the way in on these, then they're not actually touching, you know? Just that they are really close together, but the thing is, like, in that space in between the circles is what leaves room for other timelines to end up connecting, I guess. Poggers!